Guys, happy Friday. Okay, so I just wanted to talk to y'all real quick about how I feel about these tariffs and just some more random thoughts on the economy in general. Okay, I think the tariffs are good. I know it's a lot of chatter out there, especially coming from the lamestream media, about how terrible these tariffs are, but I think that they're genius, a genius move. Okay, it has been said, and probably might be true, I don't know, that we didn't even used to have income tax, that we were an entirely tariff driven economy as far as the United States revenues are concerned. That means that other countries pay to enter our markets, which sounds fair to me. Trust me, they charge for us to enter into theirs, and then some of them they don't allow. For instance, we buy BMWs and Mercedes Benzes, but there's no Ford F-150s riding around in Germany. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so you have that. Then, what I also heard has occurred was after World War II, when so many countries were devastated. I mean, all of Europe was kind of sort of devastated, okay, economically. Like, I don't want to misname anything, but like Dresden was bombed and London was bombed, and we dropped 2 nukes in Japan. So these countries needed help. So what we did was we made a deal with them. This is what has been said. I don't know. I've not done independent research, but this is what has been said. We made a deal. It was I don't know the name of it. Maybe the Marshall Plan. I don't know. Anywho, what we decided was we were going to help them out. Help out these devastated countries that participated in this war, which was the World War. Okay, so we decided we were going to tax. America was rich, is rich, but we were the richest of all of everybody since nobody devastated us. So we were rich, and we decided we would tax the American populace and cut off the tariffs to these other countries so that they could recover. And boy, did they ever recover. That's one leg of it. World War II was about 1942, 1945, probably definitely over by 1947, let's say. It's 2025. It's time to cut that shit out. That's number one. Number two, the way they tariff us and the way we don't tariff them, the way their markets are closed to us and the way that our markets are open to them, them days is over. Also over is the days of us not making nothing here. We used to be a manufacturing society, and that's how the middle class got built in this country. And now we make nothing. But where we have all the chips is we are the biggest consumer market. Everybody else in the world that's making stuff, nobody else now I don't want to say nobody, but nobody else in the world can afford it except for us. So all of their economies are living off of our backs while we don't make nothing here. So what Donnie is trying to do is bring back the manufacturing sector. He's like, listen, if you make the shit here and hire American people, no tariffs. You want to keep making it somewhere else and bringing it in here to sell, you're going to pay. I think that that's fair. He even said it was reciprocal, or he said it was going to be reciprocal, and then he didn't even make it reciprocal. They charge us $35, and he charged them $17. He's going in at half, which is huge because we were charging them nothing. Okay, let's set that aside. Then there's China. China. They a different story from almost everybody else. We have a manifold, huge trade deficit with them. And it's been doing nothing but growing ever since we let them into the World Trade Organization. Back when Nobody was talking to China, and Nixon was like, hey, let's be friends with China. Okay, that's fair. There's nothing wrong with being friends with China. I'm friends with China. I like China. I wouldn't want to go there right now because I don't know, different reasons. I feel like they might make you wear a mask or something crazy. I don't know. But yeah, I like China. I like the idea of it. I like the pictures I see. You know, I like the stuff that I see on TV about it. I love it. But these motherfuckers, excuse my language, they were, okay, I don't really know all the history, but they had these dynasties, I guess. And then somebody came up with the idea that they should be communists. So you had the Mao Revolution. He killed a bunch of people, turned everybody the same into like robots. And then we felt like we should be nice to them and let them into the World Trade Organization, which they got into, and then they just started raping us. Stealing intellectual property for one, and doing this trade deficit thing for another. The third thing that they do is currency manipulation. I don't know what that means, but I hear that that's a problem. Let me see what else goes on. Oh, the stock market. Okay, so it appears that after the tariffs went on, people started going berserk and the stock market started tanking. The stock market started tanking just even on the talks of tariffs before they were implemented on the day of liberation. I will talk more about what's happened since then in a moment. The stock market crashing. Somebody has said, I don't know whether it's Warren Buffett or Larry Kudlow or I don't know, somebody important I heard earlier today has said that this is the most brilliant move. It's like Donald Trump is behaving like Robin Hood, allowing the stock market to temporarily crash is like robbing the rich to give to the poor. I guess the calculation is the people who have stocks, and this is with a known exception of the people that need to retire right now, and I understand that as a retiree, who's still working, by the way, just not where I retired from. The people that with money in the stock market can afford the short-term pain, because in the long term, there are going to be a lot of benefits across the board, not just for the people that are in the stock market, but for the middle class. And I like when people say, middle class, what about the poor people? The whole idea of the middle class is that through upward mobility, you get out of the poverty class and into the middle class. That's what they mean by the middle class is growing. The middle class is thriving. The middle class is doing well when people are coming up out of poverty and into the middle class, which is the opposite of the middle class shrinking. Hopefully you catch me. What Biden did, artificially inflating his jobs numbers by hiring government workers, that was for the birds. That was inflationary and it was a mistake. It was a tactic, and I guess he got away with it to some extent for the 4 years, and he could have won the presidency. It was just a 50-50 chance. If he'd have never done that debate, he might have been the president. So, anyway, yeah. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so those government jobs were like an anchor around this country's neck. We cannot grow if nothing is being produced. Government does not produce anything. We regulate things, yes we do, and I work for the government. I know I work hard all day, but I don't produce anything. These jobs need to be in the private sector so that our gross domestic product, our GDP, can grow. When the majority of the new hires across an entire 4-year period have been in government jobs, that means that you're just taking money out of this pocket and putting it in this pocket. Nothing's happening, except you're going down the drain because all of that, like I said, is inflationary and nobody can afford to buy eggs, right? or whatever the case is. I know the eggs was about the chickens getting killed for swine flu, but groceries. Nobody can afford to buy groceries. And the other day I heard Donnie say something. He tried to describe groceries. He said it was a bag with some items in it. Yes, that's what groceries is. A bag with some items in it. And nobody could afford to buy that. Or can afford to buy it still. But yeah. This is wild. Okay, so let me think. What else do I think about these tariffs? Raising the prices. Okay. Tariffs are going to raise the price on imported goods. This is true. But what's not being said is when you get to the store and you see the high ass price on the imported goods, what you're supposed to do is buy the American made thing, which presumably would be cheaper. You're supposed to buy American, and that's going to boost American business. Small business, medium-sized business, big business. Everybody that's making their stuff here in America, stuff should be cheaper, and that's what you're supposed to do. For instance, with the cars. 25% tariff on foreign cars. Well, when you get to the car dealership, buy a Chevrolet, buy a Ford, buy a Corvette, buy a Chrysler. Do they still make those? I don't even know if that's American made because I know they were in with Mercedes-Benz, but buy an American car. I love American cars. I wish I could get one now. I'm driving a Mitsubishi. It's a Japanese car. But then I had a Kia right before this, so that's Korean, I think. And then the two cars I had before that, both of those were Fords. I love those. I never had a moment's problem out of my Ford Escape. It was an old 2009 Ford Escape. I drove that thing for 10 years. I never even thought about nothing. I never thought about no brakes. I never thought about no breakdowns. Then I had a 2017 Ford Escape. That was good, but somebody totaled it for me. So I didn't have that for long. But yeah, I love American cars. If you get to the car dealership and the foreign shit costs more, buy American. That's the whole idea. And the beautiful thing about Donnie's plan is he's getting these foreign car companies to build their stuff here, so then you don't even really have that as a concern. You can still get your BMW. You can still get your Benz. You can still get your Maserati or whatever it is. I'm not talking about buying Tesla because I like gas-powered vehicles. But if you like EVs, Tesla is the most American-made company that we have. They've never gone outside for parts or this or that, which Donald Trump is trying to get these other companies to stop doing. So, I'm optimistic. You got Kamala Harris out here making a speech talking about, I told you so. You didn't have to tell us so because Donald Trump told us exactly what he was going to do. And he's been doing it. And we appreciate it. We are loving every minute of this. We're sitting on the edges of our seats with bated breath to witness the triumph. And he does all of this facing every headwind that they could throw at him. The lawfare continues. The media lies continue. The completely stupid obstruction from the other side continues. And he keeps chugging along. He's like the little engine that could. And we're all on the Trump train with him. And whoever got some sense is right on this Trump train with me. That's how I feel. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to me. I would love for you to like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and share. Peace.